of the U.S. from the score across the top there. Yeah.
Did we have a restart already earlier on that we missed?
Yeah, we must have. So it's 2-1 right now in favor of the United States, and looks like the Europeans right now, it's starting to see if they're buying. It looks like, no, they're going to save as a team here. And it looks like the you switched too quickly for me to see what the United States have as far as
they have weapons. They're 2-1
yeah,
they won the last round.
You didn't want to let me even figure out what it is, though. Looks like we have an AK here in the hands of nothing. What are some of the other weapons that the other teams are using, other players are using?
Well, over we do have the Desert Eagle actually with Fraud at the moment, and again, the USA team absolutely ripping through this European side. So, you know, Trevor, explain to us a little bit for those in the audience here about the money system in Counter-Strike and why one team has got, you know, weapons that aren't as strong as the other team.
Absolutely. Every time you win a round, you do get more money than the team that loses. So the idea is that sometimes it's better off because each gun is worth a different amount. The rifle's obviously worth a significantly amount more than the pistol. So in that situation, you...
So we weren't live after all.
Okay, we weren't live. Okay,
but it was a good test to explain everything.
Well, still, while we're explaining, and so what happens oftentimes is you need rifles against other players with rifles, so if you can't afford them, it's often best just to save that round, give it up to the opposing team, and try to win the following round. So really that's the strategy in place for those teams, and it looks like we got a lot of fire down the middle here of Dust 2, down those double doors as the teams get started here in this round, and it looks like we do have a very serious first round going here.
Yeah, certainly very serious. You can see here, over at the double doors, over towards that long A area. They camped right back as the first kill of the game will come in. It'll fall to Fraud from the USA. Actually, one came back there for Get Right in the midst of things. There's another one, of course. Get Right in Counter-Strike 6 voted, I think, twice in a row the Counter-Strike player of the year.
Look at you talking up your Europeans already over here.
Well, they are pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Here is Khan, the captain of Team Fnatic in Counter-Strike 1.6. As Zonic's grenade will blow up Storm. We've now got a 2 versus 3 situation advantage with the Europeans. Fraud down to about half of his HP, and he's going to be put pressure on here. Actually, they've not spotted him quite well enough there. Trace was in a horrible position, and now we have just Fraud left alive, and Khan comes around, and Europe are going to win the pistol round in your face midway.
That's a long game to go, long game to go. So first off, first round there, most of the guys just playing down the middle. I mean, everybody's gone into the middle trying to get their frags, and it looked like the United States was going to try to organize a strategy, and the Europeans are just like, you know what, we're just going to rush down the middle and kind of see what happens. Looks like the FAMAS is the popular choice amongst the Europeans early on there. I saw 2 or 3 of them, so let's see how that goes. Each weapon, a little bit different than Source in 1.6, each weapon has its own unique spray pattern, and most of the players have been trying to learn those early on here, and that'll be a changing process as we go throughout the early betas of CSGO. So that's something that some of the, we'll see how that works out.
Wow.
Looks like that was an M4.
Yeah, that was a Deagle actually coming in around there. Storm actually picking up kill number 2. It's looking good for the US. They've managed to push in onto this B-bomb site. Bomb will surely be planted here any moment now. There's another man coming up close range. We saw there that the FAMAS has been picked up by K-Sharp, but there's 3 for Get Right, showing that he's an absolute beast. There's 4 for Get Right. Where's the last man? And he was actually picked up by Lurpis in the end.
Wow.
What was that about these guys that never played Source?
That was a very nice. What weapon did he use to use that? Did he get that frags with? FAMAS. So 4 frags there for him as he came around from behind.
Yeah, first frag movie of Counter-Strike there.
He came in from behind on from the dark halls and came in behind them and was able to pick up quite a few frags. U.S. not watching the backside, and they had taken out pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's have a look at the weapons here again, going for those Deagles. Let's get around to Get Right because he did push down A long to try and slow them. Actually, double grenades going over. Let's see if anyone was there. We saw K-Sharp going towards the other bomb site. Who's the bomb with at the moment? It is with K-Sharp. So this is actually a big, big fake here. We're seeing the US actually pushing their bomb carrier over in towards that B site. It has been flashed up, so they know that he's going to be there. Actually camped up here in the corner as Get Right is getting even more kills. There's Trace. Bomb is down. Storm has got a lot of work to do now as he pushes in towards this B bomb site. Up close and personal. Trace will finish off, and that is 3-0. For Europe. And let's have a look down the scoreboard. Get Right absolutely on fire. 18 points at the moment. Trace 5. Yeah, Khan 5 with the 2-0. 1-1 for Zonic and 1-1 for Lurpis. Over on the other side, 2-3 for Volcano and Storm. 1-3 for Fraud And what was that? Who was at the bottom? K-Sharp and nothing. 0 for 3. Just to point that out.
Well, now we're going to have some real gun round here. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, this is where things will get interesting because, you know, the terrorist side will be able to afford that little bit more to work things out with.
They've bought a last couple of rounds, so maybe not.
Yeah, they were a bit mixed up, I think. Not so much coordination, it has to be said, when you see things like that going on. Europe actually defending with 2 guys on short A on that catwalk. We've seen that US actually waiting here around the middle, fairly standard 1.6 tactic that they're going with here, which is the smoke down, 1 guy moving through into that counter-terrorist spawn. As we see, nothing will get the first kill onto Khan. Trace brings it back quickly. Are they going to push through? No, they're not. They've not spotted Trace early enough behind them. That was a nice shot by Fraud with the Deagle, but it leaves just Fraud and 1 more, which is Volcano down at the end of Long, actually picking up 2 with the Deagle. Incredible range and accuracy that it's got at the moment.
Seems to be the players do like that Deagle a lot. They seem to think it's very, very strong early on. So that's showing us pretty early that these Deagle save rounds could be pretty good.
Yeah, bomb has actually been planted, but it's going to be planted over in the B bomb site. So GetRight not got all that much time to get himself over there. He will be going up against Fraud. The health advantage is with GetRight, though, still with the full HP. Fraud down to less than half.
They don't know what positions to go for.
And here we go. He's going to go around the corner, and GetRight will come jumping in there. And again, superb reactions from the Swede. And that defuse is going to come in very, very easily. And that is 4-0. You know, this legendary American team that Midway's been talking about are...
it's early. It's early. We're still okay.
Pop around.
So we, again, nice little fake there by the Americans on like what was basically a save round for the most part, and they were able to get the bomb down to hopefully get some extra money there. And let's see what kind of weapons we have. Ooh, we're starting to see the bigger rifles coming out now. A few AWPs there by some of the members of Europe, and we saw a few bigger rifles from the Americans. So this is where it should get interesting to see how the game's really going to play out. And there is K-Sharp and Volcano coming in with some big shots right there. And that makes it a little more challenging this round for the Europeans.
Yeah, certainly a great start for the USA. And obviously, with some of these players do play that AWP role regularly in their teams and have done in the past, which means we are going to see some great action from them. Lurpis will go down as well to K-Sharp. And apparently K-Sharp's just killing everyone, no problem.
Your only person left is GetRight over here.
GetRight, the last man alive, who's you know, not maybe the worst player to have left alive on your team. He's going to come up here on that catwalk area, but the bomb is actually planted over in the other bomb site as he spots 1 man. And there's actually
that's a lot of guys
in
to shoot against.
Yeah, and did get some hits off, but Fraud will finish him off. And there is finally the first round for the USA, 4-1 the score.
You know what? I'll take it because nobody lost a gun either, so that's a good situation for the United States. They didn't lose any guns. A couple of early picks really did a lot of damage there, and we saw what K-Sharp can do with an AWP, so let's keep him in that if you're an American fan, and we might be in pretty good shape. So good round there once we finally saw full guns, and hopefully that teaches the Americans to save a couple of times next time if they do fall behind.
Yeah. I think obviously these guys have played a bit, but getting used to it in a proper game setting is something we'll have to see about. That was actually a decoy grenade that went down there.
Yeah.
As we see, I think Molotov even went off towards the back there from nothing. And this is maybe too easy to get in there. We're seeing GetRight, though, with that AWP in play. There's K-Sharp and Storm, though, picking up the kills. Oh, and this is another round that's surely going to be going over. We've got only Khan remaining.
That was a nice exchange.
So used to actually hitting that tab button to see the scoreboard when it's all up at the top. And Fraud will actually finish things off. Obviously, Fraud, one of the legendary AWP players, and that will be 4-2. But, you know, history tells us that the terrorist side is stronger, and still the Europeans are 4-2 behind.
In a game that nobody's ever played a match before, you're going to tell me what side's stronger. Okay, I like that. Very good analysis there. Man. Very good analysis. I did notice that the Europeans aren't guarding the bomb site B very well. We got into that one pretty easily there. What's up with the defense over there?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. The kills came in a little bit too easy, but look at this. The Europeans actually now are on the eco, or not quite on the eco. They've gone for a bit of a mix. I like how you said it a little quietly there. You don't want them to hear you from here, huh? Yeah, that's right.